Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is April 23rd, 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts, and it's in the afternoon. It's been a busy day already, 3:30, and we got constant stuff coming in. I've been busy typing it all up. This is kind of how my day is. It's been it gets busier the more Charles goes at me. We notice a high increase in frequency, or he should, and these things that come out. I don't know what they're going to do to me today, but they're all chomping at the bit, waiting for me to leave my house. How would they know where I live? I lost my house, so where do I live now that you got me kicked out? What kind of cameras are in my house that you would know when I'm getting ready to go, when I'm going to get ready to leave? So and GPS my phone you cloned, see where I am at any given time. If I'm working, which company am I working for? Am I working for Grubhub, Uber Eats, or DoorDash? Or the fourth one I'm not going to name. I signed up for 4. So how would you know that without hacking my phone? And, my guys called all these companies and said how are they getting their guys to order. And Chipotle, somebody got very upset that I won't go to Chipotle. You know why? Because you guys have your people ordering there. So there's certain places I don't go because you're fucking with me. People who are under threat try to avoid the threat. So there's one of y'all that said when she knows you're going to do something to her, she'll hunker down. She won't eat. It doesn't matter. She won't eat. But she's not going out if you're going to do something to her. And she finds out about it. So, why would I have to worry about that, though? Mr. Perry claims he's not a stalker. The allegations are stalking and witness tampering, are they not? Coercion, illegal activity, criminal activity in Tulsa. So, I moved twice to get away from you. You're a gross son of a bitch. I don't hang out with people like you. You don't fit in my crowd. My crowd doesn't hurt people. We help people. I've starved. I've done without electricity. I've lost my home. You're trying to take my car. So I did that because I'm trying to help the victims that you hurt every day, all day long. And that would include the Neely family. I'm not okay with it. I don't know how anybody could be. None of us, people that I know, the people I hang out with, none of us understand how anyone could do what you guys do and live with yourselves. Mr. Perry is a sick man. Our shrink says, we have to repeat ourselves all the time. All the time. We have to fucking say I'm going to say the same damn thing today that I've already said 100 times. Mr. Perry is stalking me in Oklahoma. Mr. Perry is trying to make me lie. Mr. Perry is causing great, extreme, prolonged duress. Day after day after day, I'm under constant threat. So I moved twice to get away from the threat, and he's in Oklahoma and will not get his fucking ass out of here. And everybody's sick and tired of it, and sick and tired of how he needs a lie. And he's poor me. I need a lie. You're gonna lie. I'm gonna make you starve until you do. You're going to be a part of my crime and cover it up for me. And I've said no, and I've done without food, and I've lost my home, and you're trying to take my car, and everyone knows it. It's not a secret. I don't know who you think you're fooling. You're not fooling anyone. We think it's the other way around. So we don't know how you guys live with yourselves. We know Mr. Perry's not right in the head. He has not a clue what people say to him. He doesn't even understand what's happening. Because if you're getting caught this much, you're in some shit ton of trouble, and he doesn't seem to get that. When he messes with me, he gets caught. When he messes with me, he gets told on. So you hack in my apps. I'm going to have my buddy call that has a camera on his doorbell. I'm going to have my buddy call and tell her, hand her the delivery, and then say she didn't give it to me. And then file a complaint so we get her fired. I'm going to have my buddy call and have him order and say she didn't leave it at the door. Jam up her app so it doesn't work right. I have to have like 4 phones. Because y'all did that. Trying to get me fired. Because you're pathetic. How many men sit around trying to figure out how to make me fail? That means I'm really good at what I do and I'm very effective and I'm stopping your crime and you don't like that. No criminal likes that. We don't care. Listen, I don't care. No one does. We're sick of you. You're getting pushback. You're getting pushback from people who have power. That's them saying, you're going to stop or we're going to do it for you. Every time you're told on. That's what that is, dumbass. Well, you were told to leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. No one's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for standard. But for you're doing that to me, and every time I walk out of my door, I don't know what the hell you're going to do to me in Oklahoma. That's a criminal act. And that's going to cause me injury. So, you know, it's always something illegal. So, but for that, I have documenting, just like the National Victim Stalking Resource Center tells you to, where they have a video, Tulsa police, with police officers who know what the fuck they're supposed to do when you got a stalking case and a woman under threat by a bunch of dudes who have no life. You got to document it. You got to keep track of it. You need to watch the video and learn how to be cops. Everybody's really pissed at y'all right now. Here's the thing. You got a whole country full of police officers that can look at Mike Neely's case and figure out what you did. Where were they for Mike? Where were they for Cynthia? These are cop family. You don't do that to anybody, but you don't do it to cop family. Listen, there's a guy that I've quoted and quoted and quoted. I left out all the curse words he said. He called Charles Perry the C word about 40 times. He was mad. Doesn't think a whole lot of TPD for doing what you've done. Everybody's getting mad at y'all. You're not doing your job. The job is put the bad guy in jail so there is no more suffering. Don't help him. You don't cover it up. You don't help. So now, when you call certain departments across this country, if you got a cross-jurisdictional case, they're not going to help you. They don't trust you. They don't think they don't know for sure you're bringing them something legit, and they have every reason to feel that way, and you know that. Somebody that's a danger to society needs to be removed from society, that they pose a danger to. That's why there's a thing called jail. And when you get the wrong person, and that's the guy locked up, and the person that's the actual offender is still out there reoffending because they can't control themselves. They don't have any power. They're not able to stop. Then you get more victims. And at some point, somebody's going to put a stop to it. And you got egg on your face, and you got to explain why the fuck you didn't do shit. Watch the Netflix original, Unbelievable. Guess who got it done? A bunch of women. You guys are committing gender discrimination against me. So that brings me to the next one. Apply the but-for standard, the reasonable, prudent individual standard. It isn't reasonable or prudent to let a bad guy go and keep ruining people's lives. Who the fuck does that? It's making people angry at you. Why wouldn't it? And I assert all constitutional rights, including First Amendment. I can do the same thing the TikTok girl did. Document it. Video document it. Document however I feel like documenting. And the 14th Amendment. Equal protection in the application of stalking laws, hacker laws, voyeur laws, creepy laws. You can't be creepy on women laws. It's a felony in Oklahoma, Charles. I've alleged you're a stalker. Boy, I've never seen anybody do more to prove me right than you. You're not all there. Oh, but I can't handle it. I can't handle somebody like that, that slow. And Title 18 of the United States Code, 1512 and 1513. I testified for Mike, whether you liked it or not. You committed fraud upon a court. It's just another charge. He'll go home. We'll make sure that he gets to have some restitution for what you did to him. I can't wait for that day. He deserves it. What you did to him was awful. What you're doing to him now is awful. And I told you to give it back and get out. So, that was in response to Mr. Perry's bribe. There's no extortion. There's no blackmail. He likes to pretend he's a victim and he's not. He likes to pretend. Everything's pretend with Mr. Perry. He pretends peeping is a date. That's a romance. It's bizarre. peeping is a crime, not a date. It's not a romance. I don't like you. No one does. That's why you're getting told on all the time. So, you're not getting how people think. You're stupid, and you're slow, and you're a sadist. You don't have empathy. You don't factor that into anything. I guess this weekend when they, so anyways, gender discrimination, TPD is as bad as racism. Y'all didn't know that? It is awful. We don't do that in this century. It shouldn't be done ever at all. But we sure as shit don't do it now. So everybody's very aggravated at you. This guy, I'm going to kind of go through this today. I guess Mr. O'Ritchie was contacted and asked, why did she want you to interrogate or interview or have a conversation with Mr. Perry as to what in the hell is wrong with you that you did this to these people? We've asked him to do that. Mr. Perry says he wants me to call him. Dude, I am never going to fucking call you. I don't know how many different ways I need to say that for you to get it. You want to talk to me? I'm happy to take a statement or an explanation downtown as to why in the hell you have put people through this for so long. And we'll see what we can do to help you. And I asked that Mr. Ritchie be a part of that. You know why? I guess he was asked why, and he said, I don't know. I thought it was obvious. He's astute enough to spot that something was wrong with Justice Scalia's postmortem. The handling of the postmortem situation there was no procedure followed. Basically what he said is, had Justice Scalia died in D.C., there would have been a protocol followed, and it didn't happen in West Texas. Justice Scalia was a First Amendment guy. When he was in West Texas and died, so was I, against my will, being illegally detained. While I'm there, Mr. Perry and his little crew of weirdos sat down and had a little meeting, like they often do. How can we make her fail? How can we ruin a life? Do you know normal people have no time for that? And we have lives, and we have normal days, and we can function normally. Sitting in a meeting, trying to figure out how to make somebody else's fail and their life ruin is not normal functioning, Mr. Perry. You need to be in the funny farm. So, while I'm there, they sit down and they have their little meeting. We're going to send her home, harass the ever-living fuck out of her, and then when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us. We're going to go into court and lie. And they did it twice in civil court. So they can't say they didn't have such a plan. But they wanted to do it in a criminal case. Is that where Judge Kirkendall and Parker come into play? Is that your attempt to do that? Perpetrate a fraud on their court? And I think at one point last year, Judge Kirkendall, I believe, I'm told, that she said to y'all, I need you to leave her alone. Give it 2 weeks. Just chill. And leave her alone so that I can rule out provocation and entrapment. Because it sounds like you're doing things to her in Oklahoma. And when she says something, you're making a false claim in my courtroom, and I'm not okay with that. So maybe leave her the fuck alone. And if she's still talking about something you're doing and you're not doing anything, then we have a case. Otherwise, what's the crime? She's telling people what you're doing to her. That's not a crime. You're committing the crime. Is that true? That's what we heard. I say one little thing and Mr. Powell loves twisting it. I heard Judge Kirkendall said be very careful about expressing her intent because you got it wrong a lot of times and she made you look stupid, like you don't understand what she's talking about. You're just not smart enough to keep up with her when she's using sarcasm, metaphors, analogies, things that are not meant to be taken literal. You came into my court, or a court, any court, and misrepresented it. And she just made you look like you were too dumb to get it. So be very careful in the future about doing that again. And I would agree with her. I would agree with her. We're sick of y'all. I guess one of y'all was told she left Lubbock 8 years ago to get away from y'all. Why are you still calling up here all the time looking for ways to bother her? 8 years ago. Do you realize that's almost a decade, Mr. Powell? I left to get away from this bullshit. I didn't want the drama. I don't do drama. I have a life. I'm busy. Why aren't you? Why are you all into the Jerry Springer show bullshit, trailer park trash? And that's the best you can do with your lives? That's your legacy? When you have a day, what the best way to deal with the day and what you're going to do is make sure it's something you can look your kids in the eye and tell them proudly, this is what I did with my day and my time. And if you can't, if it's something you don't want them to find out about, don't do it. Don't do it. So we have another cop somewhere. I'm not going to tell you where the guy is, but he's friends with the guys helping me. He says, my reputation is stellar. Here it is right here. It's stellar. And I'm seeing TPD gives Cynthia's police report right to the offender, who then obstructed justice and caused her to lose the evidence she had of attempted murder. And so, who the hell does that? They didn't collect her evidence like you're supposed to. Again, protocol not followed. That's two. Me, Justice Scalia. Two of us. Protocol not followed. Pay attention to that. That's happening a whole lot where Mr. Perry is involved. And then what happened? And the other thing that happens a lot with Mr. Perry, concealment of pertinent material facts that would and could change the outcome of the deciding body, whether that be a judge or a jury. He's big on let's hide this and let's hide that. Like, oh, we all knew she had to file a police report. Were Mr. Perry and Mr. Robertson not poisoning me, they would have made sure I got a blood test so that they could hold a big press conference and say, see, we had her tested. There's nothing in her blood. She lied. She's just picking on me. But they made sure instead there was no blood test. I didn't get one from TPD. They obstructed justice, but TPD handed my report right to them. What the hell? Who the hell does that? That's what this guy was pissed off about. And then Mr. Powell made no effort to preserve or collect evidence, which by law you got to do. It's an ABA violation. Also, if you don't have beyond reasonable doubt, you don't hold somebody in jail. You don't arrest them at all. There were two things that had to be met. Mr. Perry kept threatening me with a false arrest and death. If somebody's threatening you with a false arrest and death, you need a protective order. He knew you have to file a police report to get a protective order. He knew that. Because I filed one, forgot the police report, and it got denied in May 2015. He willingly concealed that from the Judge Hanson. Number two is you got to prove there's a false police report filed. That means evidence has been properly collected. There's been a proper, thorough investigation, and a police determination is made that it's false. None of that happened. You obstructed justice. You think cops everywhere don't know? They do. Second of all, it was done in retaliation for his job as a public servant. There's nothing indicating I had any argument or disagreement with Mr. Perry at all anywhere. I'm angry, I'll tell you. You don't have to wonder. I'll tweet it. I'll say something about it. I'm very outspoken. There'll be something somewhere. And in 12 years, there's nothing anywhere. And I didn't live there for like a year and a half at that point. He doesn't legislate in Oklahoma. I don't give a fuck what he thinks. Those guys down at TPD, they don't care what some state rep in Alaska is going to do they? They don't live in Alaska. Alaska legislators don't legislate in Oklahoma. What difference does Perry make? Perry is in the district of one of the smallest districts in the state of Texas. It didn't matter. He was the new guy. I helped him get elected. I'd been in politics all my life. I already had established relationships. If I needed him, I wouldn't need him. If he was called, it was out of courtesy. He's new. If I need something, I'll call people I was already working with before I met him. He needed to meet my contacts, not the other way around. Mr. Perry is a serial killer, displaying and exhibiting grandiose thinking. In his mind, he's important. To everyone else, not so much. So, it's embarrassing. It speaks, he's got some big-time delusion problems. Big-time delusion problems. Where I think it's at a point, he's Our shrink pointed out his mind is deteriorating significantly since this all first started to now. It's getting to a point where we can tell, first of all, he has not a clue what you just said to him, and you have to repeat yourself a lot. That's not normal. Something's wrong with him. And he acts like he has no idea what you said, and he doesn't respond right. Ever. And then the other thing is, it's such deep delusion, he's no longer able to tell the difference between fact and fiction. So, I'm sure also he can't remember who he's told what lie to. Yeah, that usually happens anyway. But if you got Alzheimer's or senile dementia or aphasia or something even worse, that I remember when I was in Stillwater, telling one of those guys out there that they've got all these things they try to do and it never works out, and which is fine with me. But what's funny is they got a kook running the show, a delusional kook, planning all. Well, here's we're going to do this. Here's we're going to do that. And that guy can't sit down and assess a situation properly because it's all in his imagination. It's not real. Then he gets all shocked and dismayed when things don't go right. Well, do you go down to the mental hospital and ask those people how to strategize something? Nope. Why are you asking him? But that's what they do. They let him sit down and decide, well, here's what we're going to do to fuck with her today. It doesn't work out because he doesn't factor in all the different things, and it's based on delusion. He thinks that I'm hinting at who's helping me. Why would I do that? I want you gone. When you're in jail, I won't be broke again, and I won't have to lie. When you're in jail, Mike gets to go home and see his family. You ripped him away from his family. You ruined his reputation. You ruined his life. We're not okay with that. We're not letting that happen. So this cop, we just thought it was funny. I mean, I'm commenting on it, it's so easy, it's not even fair, because they got a Looney Tune, strategizing. If we do this, she'll do that. He's always wrong. He's always wrong because he's dealing with delusion, imaginary world that's not real. And I never react like he thinks I will, because he's stupid. He's delusional. He's way off base. It's like deciding how we're going to get to New York and then going west because you're in delusion. You think New York's west. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so easy. It's not even fair. And they all are, I guess. So we got this guy who's a cop, and like I said, I left out all the cuss words. He called Mr. Perry the C word about 40 times. He is very angry. And he says TPD gave her a police report right over to the offender. And you don't do that to anybody, but you don't do it to a cop family. She's a cop family. And then they don't help Mike Neely. And then they watch her suffer and suffer and suffer while she is helping Mike Neely. He's cop family, she's cop family. You don't do that to cop family. You just don't do it. And so now I don't trust those people. They bring me something. I don't want to deal. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to help them because I'm not going to have my reputation get fucked up because I trusted them and they're not trustworthy. If you'll throw your own people under the bus, you'll throw anybody under the bus. So I don't know that they're not bringing me a bunch of crap. So they call me, I'm going to put them on hold and I go to lunch. That's it. I'm not going to deal with them. Do you think there's only one that said that? Or something to that effect? You are what you do. You are what you do. That's a fact of life. That's not me saying that. That's a fact of life. As a man thinketh, so is he. So shall he be. If you're thinking like a corrupt piece of shit, you can act like one. You're going to act like one. And a man's kindness brings blessings, and his cruelty will be his downfall. You know why? Because cruelty pisses everybody off. They'll start pushing up against you. They'll start pushing back and say, yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be tolerated in the civilized society we would like to have, where we all feel safe. You start putting a threat on people, because I promise you, everybody's scared. You're going to do to them what you've done to me and Mike and Chief Miller. What if they take my job away? What if they get me fired? What if they start hacking me? What if they start watching me in my house? What if they have me put in jail illegally? Make some shit up. I don't want to deal with it. We all want these people gone. So then I find out about your conversation with Commander Ritchie. Commander Ritchie is the right person. He's astute enough to spot a problem, and he was outspoken about what he thought. Didn't give a shit if you agreed with him or not. He was right. So it takes a special kind of person to deal with these people. First of all, you got to have some balls. And second of all, you got to be smart enough to spot their problems, their fuck-ups, their mistakes. This is an organized crime. This is a criminal organization. It's not one guy. It's not about one guy stalking. It's about sexual exploitation. You have broadcasted women in the privacy of their home all over the country. All over the world. It's international. You got a big problem. How many police departments are involved in it, Mr. Perry? You think it's just Tulsa? You're going to buy Tulsa and this whole thing just goes away? Is that how that works? You think you're just going to buy, Rogers County? Let's get her on socks, lap dances with socks. This thing where you got to Stormy Daniel me and that's going to save your, erase all this other shit you've done. You really think that having me arrested on prostitution a year after I quit dancing, because I gave lap dances with the socks on, is going to make it you innocent in murder in the first degree of a cop? You really think that? Attempted murder of me? Obstruction? Perjury? You really think that's how that's going to work, Mr. Perry? If you think that, again, that speaks to your mental problem. It speaks to you are mentally slow like a motherfucker. Stupid. And mentally ill. You live in delusion. That is pretend land. That's not how that works. I don't even have words for that. So, when, think about this. John Hinckley Jr. shoots the president of the United States of America. It kills somebody. Thinking that would make Jodie Foster like him. And was very disappointed when he found out she did not. She was horrified. Likewise, Mr. Perry did the same with Chief Miller and Mike Neely. And I was horrified, not impressed. And he was perplexed by that. So you want to make that guy your god? You're going to be that person's bitch? Somebody who's that off in their thinking? And that's the best you can do? I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. That is some serious delusion by all parties. The person who thinks, I'm going to kill this person and impress a girl, get her to like me. And anybody who would then serve him as their bitch. You're the Sheriff Rowan in this deal. Sheriff Rowan is my bitch. Yeah, my favorite Clarice thing from CBS, Clarice. So, anyways, we don't. I mean, there's cops all over the country, all over the world involved in this, and you have no idea. Commander Ritchie, I believe, is the right person because he asked them very good questions, did he not? And he did it in an outspoken way. He's got balls and he's smart. And that's what it takes to do this with these people. I'm just saying. So, we had a reporter that told our guys back when he offered a bribe, and her response was, no, you're not going to give me what the bribe was. I'll give you whatever you want if you lie. My response to that was, no, you won't. You're going to give me what you want. I don't want to lie, and I don't want to contribute to your criminal activity. I'm not going to become a part of it. I'm not going to cover it up. What I want is for you to get Mike Neely back home to his family. You fucked up on that. You fucked up big. And it's not going to go away. You drugged him, and I found out. Depots weren't taken yet. They weren't taken till May. I found out in January. I've put something out in January. I don't think you have that. What's available to the public is what I put out in March. January I knew. Then you tried to kill me with your hitman and your unfortunate allergic reaction because you like poison and drugs. That's your MO, isn't it? But you went off a little with Mary Beth, didn't you? Yeah. Okay, so that's another thing I would like you to explain. Why did you go off your MO with her? So the next one was, I want Fabian and Tristan up here so we can talk and you butt out. I want my money back. I want my club full of people who pay since you ran off the customers. Fix that. And I want for you to get out of my life, and I never ever want to hear from you again. That was my response to, I'll give you whatever you want if you lie for me. No, here's what I want. And part of that includes, I'm not going to lie for you. Don't even ask me to. You got a lot of nerve even asking me to. It speaks to your delusion that you would ask me to lie or ask me to call and think I would. You don't have a grasp on reality if you would even ask. And the fact that you would ask indicates you think I would. Here's what I want. I don't want what you want. You're handing me a bag of your throw up. No thanks. No fucking thanks. So she said, had they done that then, we would say every time she said she thought they killed Chief Miller, we'd say no. Well, there's, she's wrong and she's probably a little crazy too. But instead, they perpetrated a fraud on his trial court, and she's broke. He's doing exactly what she said, getting her kicked out of her house, trying to take her car, and she has no money. Broke my computer. So broke my phone. So interfering with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce me. I'm gonna starve her into a lie. She's gonna live under a bridge, and then maybe she'll come to her senses and lie. We need her back in. We need to force her out of, starve her out in Oklahoma and force her back to Texas where we can do more to her, like murder her. We think we'll get away with it in Texas. Or do another false arrest. We might get away with it in Texas. She keeps finding out beforehand in Tulsa. Are you not paying attention to what Tulsa police are doing? Not helping us. Why would they help us? They're not helping us. So, the next thing is, we have, if they were helping us, you'd be in jail. We wanted that. We have a huge thing. Lots of people. Had they got Charles way back when, it would have sped this whole thing up quite a lot. They got 5. They got 5 in one jurisdiction. It's a big difference. So anyways, we have, and I've done a whole lot more to collect evidence than anybody else they know. There's a reason for that. We keep getting very confused as to why Mr. Perry can't think it through. Why is it when you go at me? Why when you go at me is everything different? Why is that? And you're like a moth to the flame. You go to the flame, you get burned, you go right back at it every day. You get the same results. We get more than has ever been gotten before, evidence-wise, in your life, all of you. And you go have your little meeting, and you plan the next thing, and it doesn't work out, and we get more. And then you go have your another little meeting, and you plan the next thing, and then we get more. So she said, but this reporter said, had they done what she said, if she still thought they killed Chief Miller, we'd have said she's wrong and maybe a little nutty. But because they're doing exactly what she says, she didn't get to testify. She is broke. They did get her kicked out of her house, and they are trying to take her car. They are trying to starve her into a lie. They are interfering with contracts and commerce. They are taking her money. So she's right. They did kill him, and this is witness tampering. I guess somebody asked the question. At this point, there's so much out there, Perry can't explain away. She's got the whole "I told you so" factor. What at this point is she supposed to lie about? He had a prepared apology and a lie ready for me to go after a second false arrest and a plea agreement all ready to go. I mean, we're going to arrest her this week. I guess that was supposed to happen last Saturday. Maybe that's why he's chomping at the bit for me to go out again. I walk outside, I drive off in my car. What do you got? A cop ready to pull me over? Duly noted for the record. You wouldn't be chomping at the bit for me to leave my house if you didn't have something. Do I know already? Did they already record you talking about it? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what I know and don't know. I know you are typing in my phone. You want me to hurry up and go run an errand or something? Why? There's no reason to pull me over. You're going to target me. For what? Saturday's thing didn't work out. We had our car wrecked. You can't hit a bumper backing out with the side of your car. You can't do it. It's not possible. Guess where the damage is on my car? Bumper's fine. There's not a mark on it. It's on the side of the car. The last time you had me hit, that side of the car's all ruined, and now you got this side all ruined too. My car's value goes down every time you do that, and you know that, and you don't care. So, our guys are like every day since 2000, whatever it is, act showing consciousness of guilt. Basically, what that reporter was pointing out. People are not dumb, Perry. That one right there, August 2019. Every day since, every single day, we record them talking about how to get to your car. Where's the title? Where does she keep the title? Where does she keep the registration? Terry, we told you to tell her to put the registration in the glove compartment. It's not there. Why didn't you tell her? I did. That's why she didn't put it there. It's somewhere. Where is it? How would you know it's not in the glove compartment? You got a key to my car. My car guy always gives you a key to my car. I told Neely that. I told Mike Neely that. He pays the dealer a little something, gets a key to my car. That's why there's no sign of forced entry. You act like nobody knows this. Maybe I'm the only victim that does, maybe. So why is it different with me? Why can't y'all put that together? It's different when you go at her. Why? Everything's different. Everything always just comes out. It falls apart. Everything. The other thing the guy asked about, somebody asked about, I guess. So he goes, every day they get recorded talking about towing your car, running the engine, or wrecking it. Every single day. And I've said that over and over and over and over. And you tried to do it anyway. Yeah. So this guy, hits me. I get out of my car, and here comes the well-versed speech. We could tell had been practiced. You hit me. Here comes his son, also had practiced. I saw you hit him. I saw it. You did it. Well, I'm not born yesterday. I'm not a turn-up truck follower. I'm not stupid. I'm the one catching your crime more than anybody in your lives. It's like you forgot that. It's like you forgot who you were dealing with and who you were talking to. I glanced down at at the damage on his car, and I'm like, you're full of shit. You're Charles's guy. This has been threatened every day for years since they did it the last time. And, by the way, I don't call cops. There's two reasons I don't call cops on this stuff, or on that one. One is that I was raised by 4 generations of police. When you can walk it into the office and free up patrol's time on more important things than a little fender bender scuff, you do that. There's an article in that I saw, I think on News on 6 or something, or Tulsa World or K2, I can't remember, but I read an article, and I was actually doing some research for homework because I'm in criminal justice college. I'm in my 3rd year. I have a 3.9 GPA. They want to fuck that up too, by the way. Just note that for the record as well. How can we make her fail? How many men have those meetings? How can we make one woman fail? You're pathetic if you got to do that. And I'm effective, or you wouldn't. So that's part of the reason they ruined my computer. 2 reasons. Can't do my homework. Can't work online, freelance writing. Can't do court briefs. Yep. Wanted to ruin my printer. Calvin? I think Calvin was the one that was recorded talking about that. How do I even know Calvin's name? Repeatedly. We got to get to her printer. She can't do this in court. We can't. Calvin's one of the main ones trying to impede appeals and impede court process. Calvin, you're about to go to jail. You fucked with the wrong people this time. I said, leave me alone. Boy, that's what I meant. I don't know who the hell you are. I didn't come here to pick a fight with you. I came here not to have drama. So, just so you know, you are recorded talking about that. Who in law enforcement? Which law enforcement agency has the actual recording, Calvin? They're all over you, motherfucker. Because you're a danger to me. And I matter. But you have Charles to thank for that. Because all he had to do is leave me alone. Yep. Okay, so I don't even know who the fuck you are. I don't know anything about you. I didn't pick a fight with you. You enjoy picking one with me. So don't whine and complain. We got your name. We got you talking about, messing with my printer and shit. Yeah, okay. So there's that. And no, hang on. I got it. Hang on. I'm going to pause this for just a second. Okay. I had to remember my train of thought. Okay, so this guy hits me and says I hit him and he wants my insurance. Very demanding to know my insurance. I handed him an expired card on purpose, by the way. Then, because I'm going, he's an insurance, now Charles has found an insurance scammer because this guy's done this before. This is not his first rodeo. He's very well practiced and well versed on how they had this all planned out. So it looks like they got an insurance scammer and professional. I'm from Vegas. I've seen that before. There's insurance scammers. There's Vegas is con artists. It attracts them. You guys ought to all move to Vegas. You'll rake it in. So typically they have a cop on the payroll. They have the cop on the payroll so that when they call the cops, they seem legit. And sometimes not sometimes, all the time, what that officer will do is reaffirm the story that's false that's being told to the victim. So you seem more legitimized when you lie. You hit me. It's your fault. I'm going to bill your insurance now and make money. This guy was very adamant about getting my insurance. Very adamant about calling in the police. As a rule, because I grew up the way that I did, you could go down to the police department and file an accident report at any time. I did it when they did the hit and run to me before. That's where we had the disagreement with TPD. I said it might be stalking related. Watch Connecting the Dots from National Stalking Resource Center. What do they tell you to do? If you're a police officer, you fucking take the evidence and you tell the victim it could be stalking related. The victim, it's not the victim's job, they tell you. Those are cops who know what they're doing. Tulsa police says, we don't take evidence here. Well, today it is. Lady, I don't know who the hell you think you are. Today, you're going to take my evidence. It might not just be stalking. It might be witness tampering, because I'm a witness in the murder of a cop, by the way. Why don't you care? It's cop family. You should care. So today you're going to fucking take my evidence. And I turned around and walked out and left my evidence. I shoved it back under the glass at her. Come on now. Do your fucking job. People are getting killed. Now it's your fault. To make sure they got it, I sent it to Jerry Bender, the city attorney. This is my evidence. That one wouldn't take. That one's inept. We don't do business like that in law enforcement. Your job is to protect and serve. That ain't how you do that. Watch the video and show you how to do that on Connecting the Dots. Watch it. You need to. People need to be told. Victims need to be told this car accident or this vandalism or this incident might be stalking related. And by the way, stalkers are dangerous. Stalking is a crime. We don't take your evidence here. Yeah, you do. Today you will. That's another reason I don't call TPD. Twice. That happened, and they turned my police report right over to the offender. And they're going to get me killed if they don't stop. And that might be why we have a dead Chief Miller and an almost dead framed Mike. Because had they not given had they done something about obstruction of justice, then it wouldn't have gone on so long. And there you go. We were very upset that we didn't get information about that beforehand. Because believe me, I'd have marched right down there and told them, do not go to Pensacola. Do not go. But we didn't get anything on that or that brick that came through, There's my car. That's the one that I reported to TPD, and she said, we don't take evidence here. July 3rd. So, then it was this one. I didn't call the Duvals, Mr. Robertson. And then this one. This was the insurance scammer guy, Saturday at Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. So, he's making a big thing about getting my insurance, blah, blah, blah. I give him an expired card and I leave. I don't call the cops and take up the time of patrol on a little fender bender. Because the article that I read said that there's a shortage of officers and due to COVID. So we're not going to bother patrol with your little scuff. We can walk a report in. It's easy enough to do. This is something I knew and know growing up in law enforcement. Otherwise, why would I have gone down to the Mingo Valley Ranch to file a report on that if I didn't know you could do that? I didn't call the 311 number and have police come to me and take a report. I went into the Mingo Valley office and did it myself without bothering a patrol officer. They need their time freed up for other things. I'm not hurt. I'm not bleeding. That's my practice. And this happened in like July of 2021. No, 2020. They didn't want me to go to Manfred on the 4th. They're afraid I'll sit down with Chief Ridley and compare notes. Look at Mike Neely. Doesn't have a mark on him. See? He didn't do it. He was drugged. They didn't want me doing that. Was that Calvin? Who's the Muffin Man? By the way, y'all have a nickname for somebody named the Muffin Man? I've heard that said a lot. The Muffin Man's not going to like this. We better tell the governor XYZ. And the governor's like, if only they had not done everything she says before. She says it beforehand. And they'll still do it. Now I can't explain that. Now it looks like I don't care about victims of domestic violence or cops. I don't suspect the blue. I guess he's complained about that to somebody, Mr. Perry? Yeah, oh, you guys are something. So, here's this guy, hits me. You don't back into somebody's bumper with the side of your car. See, my bumper has nothing on it, does it? If I backed into him, there'd be something on my bumper. So I get out of the car, he jumps out. He's, let's call the cops, I need your insurance. You did it, it's your fault, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, already I don't call cops, just so you know about shit like this. You walk it in, you don't waste patrol's time. They got other shit to do. We got a cop shortage. But you clearly must have one of them on your payroll. You got one that you have planned to show up here to tell me you're right. And, I guess he was supposed to say your driver's license is suspended. I don't think that it is. There's no reason for it should be, but I guess he was supposed to tell me that. And what, you should have just gone back to Texas like you were told. Yeah, ooh, bad. Don't do that. You remember who it is you're talking to. I'm the one catching the crime. I am, me. I have help, but I'm the one here, boots on the ground. Me. Pinto. Recording. Mickey James text. Dave Robertson's text admitting to giving me arsenic. And I wasn't tested. And if they weren't giving me arsenic, they would have made sure I was. And you know that. They made sure instead I wasn't. Acts showing consciousness of guilt. Mike Neely was given opioids. His chemical composition changed to make him go unconscious and in respiratory distress. That's when we needed the blood test. That's a Brady rule violation that he didn't get it. You can't beat somebody to death in that condition. You sure shit can't do it and end up with an auto mark on you. And so that's the reporter. Did they not kill Chief Miller? They had to make sure Mike got home and she had plenty of money. And they're gone. Not around to fuck with her anymore. Because then we would have all said, they helped get Mike home. She's doing great. If she thinks they killed Chief Miller, she's off her nut. But that's not what happened. They covered up, they hid, they lied, they concealed material facts from a court again. She's broke. They got her kicked out of her house, and they're trying to take her car. Now they're trying to take her car. Mr. Perry, everybody knows you want to try to take my car to coerce a lie. You're going to jail. Why am I getting all this? Who's helping me? Who has the actual recordings? You can't answer those questions. You can't even think past tying your shoe. It's embarrassing. Why is it different when you go at me? So what is it you want me? He wants two things. He wants three things. He's typing in my phone that he cloned. Check your mail. What's in my mail? All my mail was forwarded to you. I hope you fix that, because it's not your place to do that. That's mail fraud. By the way, our prosecutor that told me you were going to mess up my appeal on 2/11, and then told me you talked to my landlord on 2/12 and told him to kick me out, which he did. And they're going to mess with the mail. So what I want you to do is mail it. And then I don't want you to go file a complaint with the post office inspector. I'm going to do it. You do it, they'll go in right behind you and fuck it all up. We're not having that anymore. I'm going to take it to my guy. My guy's going to be sworn to secrecy. My guy and I are going to work together and get this done. They're not doing this. So what's in the mail? Should I go check it today or should I wait a week? And the second one is he wants me to clean. That means he wants me to vacuum, and then when I dump the contents into the garbage, he's going to go get it and do something with it. What is he going to plant that at something? You going to plant that as evidence that, we're going to plant her hair at this, faked up murder we got to try to get her on, where we need a shoe print, and the girl that actually did it is heavier and darker complected and has a different hair color. Is that why you want it? Me to clean? Yeah, hold your breath. I'll get right on it. The next thing he wants is me to go out today. You got a pullover arranged? Yeah, you do that about once a week. We catch it. They did that in Manfred. My guys wake me up. I work all night. I'm sleeping all day. Sleep till 3. My guys wake me up at 1. Get up and go check your taillight. He had it taken out, so you'll be pulled over. I go out at 1. Because when you leave, you go get in your car and you leave. You don't check your taillights. I have to a lot of times just because they do this kind of crap to me. I go check my taillight. It's not working. Sure shit. Kind of like, they got your social security card. Go check. If it's missing, report it stolen right now. I did. All of that's on the docket in the CJ case. CJ 2017-02775. Yeah. And then here, lately, let's see. Here about a year ago, my guy says they're going to start taking your money. You have that bank account. Guess what they did? They just got in your house. They took your card. Go check. Report it stolen. We just recorded them talking about it. We saw them walk out with it. My guys have people all over you all the time. Why is this stuff happening that you're caught this time when you go at me? You're not the brightest bulbs, all of you. So I go check. Sure shit, it's gone. I reported it stolen and got a new one. Because you have to wait 10 business days. So he's like, before you don't need it right now, but before you do need it, you need to make sure you have it. And that's going to be very inconvenient for you if you don't have any money for 10 business days because you're waiting for the fucking card. So get it now, take care of it now. So I have 3 things that they saw you do that I was able to fix because they called me and told me to fix it because they saw you do it. Who has the actual recordings, David? Calvin? All you had to do is leave me the fuck alone. And what I said is give it back and get out, or it's going to be done for you. Back when you offered me a bribe, and I said no. Shh, fuck you. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not taking your bribe. You're not going to give me whatever I want. What I want is for you to give back what you took and get the fuck out, or they'll do it for you. You're going to go to jail, and there's stuff called restitution and lawsuits and all that. And it might end up costing you a hell of a lot more than if you had just made it right and not given us so much more than you have when I said that in March 2020. Wow, we got a lot more, don't we? Like this. Now this whole new incident, this whole new crime right here. When you cause me any kind of duress at all, David, trying to push me, I'm the Jenga piece. In the McNamara email, there's a mention of a Jenga piece. That's me. This is your conversation with my landlord last year that you guys recorded. Yeah, we need her back in Texas so we can make her, coerce her and get away with it there. But my guys aren't Tulsa police. They're not Tulsa police. They'll go where I go. Yeah, okay. There it is. I'm the Jenga piece, dumbass. Every time you push and shove and pull me, your whole thing gets wobbly, doesn't it? Like never before in your lives. Mr. Perry, I don't care what you think. I'm sorry, but I don't care about your Looney Tune crazy rants. You forget who it is you're talking to. I'm catching your crime like you don't know. Like nobody else has. And you go right back at it every day. And we don't have words for that. And then you get caught again. And then you go right back at it again. And then and he's typing in my phone, do what I say, it's what's best. No, for who? You? You're a danger to society that we all want removed from society, that you're a danger to. We have to repeat ourselves all the time with y'all. Y'all are slow. I wish he wouldn't just do what she just said. He got caught. She says it beforehand, not after. And now I can't explain that away. And now it looks like I don't care about victims of domestic violence or cops injured in the line of duty. So the reason we wanted Richie to help is he's clearly bold enough and smart enough to help. And not everyone can say that. Not everyone can say that. So there's that. Now, I'm going to tell you again, Mr. Perry, what I'd like for you to do is shut up. No one cares what you think. We're sick of hearing it. Everyone knows you need a lie. You want to arrange a false arrest or kill me or cause income loss or economic loss or property loss to try to push and shove and cause duress and witness tamper. And I have the right to equal protection. Discrimination because of gender is as bad as racism, you misogynist piece of shit. And this time you don't get a cover-up, you just get told on. And it's been that way for a long time. And you're not smart enough to put it together. Maybe you shouldn't fuck with me. I have help. I have help that isn't going to do anything to help you. So, now I know Calvin. I didn't pick a fight with Calvin or David. I came here to get away from this drama. I'm busy. I have a life. Maybe you ought to try getting one yourself. Then you won't need a lie and you won't be, who's telling on us? How did she find that out? Make sure there's nothing to find out. Get busy in your own lives. Get the fuck away from me. Leave us alone. Mike Neely's gonna go home. You're being stopped every time you're told on. I said stop, but they'll do it for you. Every time you're told on, that's what that is, dumbasses. If you have to have a meeting to try to make me feel, that means I'm very, very good at what I do. You had 6 years to get me to slip up, and you didn't. Listen, if I wanted you to know, I'd have hinted at it. I'd have slipped up in a way that you had figured it out long ago. Charles thinks that I'm trying to hint. Why would I do that, Charles? When you're gone, I won't have to deal with this crap anymore, and I won't be broke again, and I won't have to lie. So there's no fucking way I'll help you. I told you a long time ago, if you do the right thing and make amends, like in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous says to do, I can ask for mercy. They don't have to give it to you. That's off the table. After you took my home and tried to do my car and do the second false arrest, took that off the table. There's no mercy. Not now. Not now. So what? Now it's you're going to stop or they'll do it for you. That's it. All right? We're all sick and tired of hearing how you need a lie and you want to coerce and you need a lie. And we got this letter of apology all drawn up for you. You just need to sign it. Fuck you. No, absolutely not. So I guess somebody said, what's she supposed to lie about now? He keeps doing what she says. Exactly. Exactly what she says. So what is it that he fucking thinks she's supposed to lie about? My guy goes, at this point, that's correct. But I'm going to tell you something right now. At no point does she have to lie. Ever. We're pissed they thought that they could even ask. It's us they're fighting. She's the bait. You're dumb that you don't know that. Look at the cause and effect. When you fuck with me, you get caught. Nothing else happens. Nothing else has ever happened. Nothing else ever will happen. So who is it that's going to arrest you, and what day will that be? How bad did you want that to look? Now, do what you do. There's your shovel. Dig away.